And I was barefoot, playing in a stream. Above was a dragonfly, soaring on the breeze. But soon I remember not the feeling I forgot. The feeling I forgot. The feeling I forgot. Wake up, wake up. The feeling I forgot. Oh, as I began to wake up, you had already slipped away. I went and tried to stop you. You didn't want to stay. We're left with the glimpse of something that's now lost, but it's there, hidden in my thoughts. I know it can't be lost, so for good, 'cause it was there just a moment before now. Wake up, wake up. The feeling I forgot. Wake up, wake up. The feeling I forgot. Wake up, wake up. The feeling I forgot. Oh. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. The words are easy, y'all. Na 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 na. 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 Wake up, wake up. The feeling I forgot. Wake up, wake up. The feeling I forgot. Wake up, wake up. The feeling I forgot.
Thank you guys so much for being a part of our choir. If you're in this room, you're in it. Today is a special day. It's the second Sunday in St. Augustine, which means Sam and I are in town. And what we do this afternoon is super fun. We're having a 4:30 p.m. community singing session. So if you want to do a little more of what you just did, come out at 4:30. And then at 6 o'clock, we're leading a sound healing journey. This is basically where you just relax. If you've been to any of our retreats, you know what it is. It's like a bath of sound. You relax, you receive, you allow whatever, to release. You allow yourself to envision. It's just sort of supposed to be a deep relaxation, healing experience. When you get out of the way of your body, its wisdom can kind of take over and do the work. So that's the idea. That's at 6 o'clock, and this is all downtown at 20 Grove Street. The info is on the table out there next to our CDs. If you don't have a CD, please take one. It's our gift to you, and if you feel inspired to share back, you can. So look out there. You'll find everything you need to know. We're excited to see you guys here and maybe later. What's the next song we're doing?
When the day is over and the evening time is bearing in, with the blue to orange fading, there's a subtle smell in the air, tempting and seductive, that there's something greater waiting. Y'all are good percussionists too. Bats fly in the tool shed by the water, a whale. Nothing tricksy, echolocation. All along the water there's a sparkle, a whale, signifying the next big one. When the time has come for looking critically at what's around, to find out the pace of this next run, somewhere, somehow, forces draw together, starting now. Or has the act already begun? Bats fly in the tool shed by the water, a whale. Nothing tricksy, echolocation. All along the water, there's a sparkle, a whale, signifying the next big one. And all the wild animals seem to bend about, 'cause they know it's coming, they know how. All the hawks in the sky, perspective from so high, they see how big things are gonna be this time. Closing up for nighttime, time to seal these evening fragrances in a deep blue velvet eye mask. Maybe some of this magic will slip in the door behind me if I don't shut it too fast. And all the wild animals seem to bend about, because they know it's coming, they know how. All the hawks in the sky, perspective from so high, they see how big things are gonna be this time. Bats fly in the tool shed. Shadow. All along the water there's a sparkle, a whale, signifying the next big one. And all the wild animals seem to bend about, because they know it's coming, they know how. All the hawks in the sky, perspective from so high, they see how big things are gonna be this time. And all the wild animals seem to bend about, because they know it's coming, they know how. All the hawks in the sky, perspective from so high, they see how big things are gonna be. They see how big things are gonna be. They see how big things are gonna be this time. Oh mine.
Thank you guys so much. We'd now like to introduce the Reverend Dr. Ken Wilcox. Woo!
Oh, thank you, Lucy. Sam has got his voice back. Yay, Sam. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in St. Augustine, Florida. My name is Reverend Ken Wilcox, and you're most welcome to be here this morning. You know, all life asks, all it requires is for us to appear. And that's what you're doing here now. That's what I'm doing. And to make that happen in a more dynamic and powerful way, I always ask you to do one simple thing each Sunday morning, and that is to leave all your troubles, your fears, your would-haves, your could-haves, your should-haves, to leave all that stuff outside and for the next 45 minutes or so to open up an avenue of spirit possibilities in your life. And what are spirit possibilities? Well, they're for more love, more joy, more happiness, more great music, more fun, more laughter, more friendship, more dance. All those things in life that make us feel alive, because that's what God is doing through you and through me, showing up in the physical, recognizing itself through our love, our joy, and our laughter. So you're in a great place this morning, and Spirit is going to recognize and reward you abundantly. Well, just a couple of announcements before we get started. The first one is, if you are a new member here, or if you'd like to become a member, we have a new members class that's going to be happening January 15th and the 22nd. It's after service, about an hour long. If you'd like more information, there's a flyer outside, and you can sign up outside for that as well. Our members meeting, this is where we come together and we go over our budget. We'll discuss, possibilities of getting a new home and all that kind of stuff. That's going to happen February 19th. So we're giving ourselves time to get the information up about the new building and all that kind of stuff. So that will be February 19th after service. Fun thing that's happening today is the Garden Club is starting. It's going to be after service, and Jim Saul is leading that. So if you'd like to participate in the Garden Club, please hang around for that. One favor that I will ask of you is, if you remember during the holidays, we had all these beautiful poinsettias up on stage. Well, now they're looking kind of raggedy, and they're all outside. Please adopt one of these poor little poinsettias. They came and they served us. They gave their all for us during the holiday season. Give a little bit back to a poinsettia. Take it home. Here in Florida, you can plant them, and if you just make sure the frost doesn't get to them, they can grow and bloom beautifully. So adopt a poinsettia today. All right. Now, another fun thing we've got going on is we are sending 2 of our youth out to the Centers for Spiritual Living Youth Camp in Golden, Colorado, and they're going to come up today and share a little bit about their adventure. Come on up, guys. Miles.
Hello.
Come on down here, Miles. You're too tall to be up on that stage. Both of y'all, look at these guys. So Miles, now we know Miles. Now, Anya, introduce yourself. It's Anya, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about what's going on. You want to talk, Miles? All right.
Well, we're going to go on a plane to Colorado.
Good.
And, it'll be cold there.
Yes, it will be.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, they have a lot of very engaging activities and other youth from around the country.
Right.
That we can hang out with.
All right.
And, we're very excited.
Have you got the heavy jacket for it?
Yeah,
All right.
We're working on it.
Okay, all right.
But we just wanted to say thank you for allowing us to go. It's going to be
wonderful.
So much fun.
I know it will be. Anya, you want to share anything with us?
Thank you for making this trip possible.
Aw, thank you. All right, guys. Well, we know you're going to have a great time, and so let us know if you need any help. All right?
Sure will help.
All right, thanks, guys. All right, guys, I know y'all got a great song for us.
This is kind of to prepare ourselves. So just sing along if you know it, and if you don't, jump in. Being, breathing, I release into divine light. Being, breathing, I am open, I am love. Being, breathing, I release into divine light. Being, breathing,
I am alive. I am divine and one with all. Being, breathing, I release into divine light. Being, breathing, I am open, I am love. I am open, I am love.
Thank you, Sam and Lucy. Now, to help cement those ideas into our consciousness and to get the service off to a start, we're going to have one of our practitioners, Richard Austin, come up and do a reading and treatment for us. Come on up, Richard.
Thank you. Good morning. I chose this topic for this morning. Happy New Year to those who weren't here last week or the week before. No, that was last year. Okay. Living a prosperous life. Make your decision that you shall be set free of all present lack and limitation, and there shall be none in the future. Raymond Charles Barker, Power of Decision. I completely believe that the secret place of the Most High within me is projecting an objective manifestation of my very legitimate desire. Ernest Holmes. Say that 2 or 3 times. You might, anyway. In his book, Treat Yourself to Life, Raymond Charles Barker defines prosperity as the ability to do what you want to do when you want to do it. He goes on to say that the goal is not money. With the explanation, we can come to the understanding that prosperity is more about freedom than about money. Stop and think what you truly want to experience, not what you want to have. It is good to remember life itself is abundance, and we see this in the multitude of the stars in the sky, the grains of sand at the beach and in the desert, and the seeds in all fruits and vegetables just wanting to be planted. Abundance is yours. It does not take the form or limit anyone else. Supply is always available when we trust and believe in the universal presence within each and every one of us, that all our needs are fulfilled and overflowing. I believe and accept in the bounty of the universe, and every need is fulfilled. Something to think about. All right, so as you feel comfortable, just take a deep breath, relax, and let go. And know in this present moment that divine spirit, God, universal power and presence is this place and every other place I can imagine. This is the truth of the universe. And to go with this truth, I am one with it and it is one with me. For that divine power and prosperity, the divine presence, the creativity, the love, the joy is here for each and every one of us, though we are specifically one with it and it is one with us. Please know as I go forward this morning that prosperity is mine, joy is mine, love is mine in this moment. We come here to unite as a wonderful community, to see friends and to share ideas and thoughts and adopt new thoughts and ideas for our greater good. I feel my divine spirit overflowing in this moment. And I open my mind to this wonderful message that we're about to receive, knowing that I walk away with a new idea, a new thought, a new concept that can grow into fruition in my life. And I can allow my spirit to wonderfully express out in joy and love and in harmony. And with these ideas, I know that I give thanks. Thanks for the harmony. Thanks for the joy. Thanks for accepting in my life now my greatest good. We know this to be true, and we can easily release it to go into the mind of God, to be delivered to us, multiplied, simply by saying, "And so it is."
Thank you, Richard.
For too long I remained by myself, felt afraid. I kept believing it was safe to stay on the outside. I knew there must be something higher, something out there to inspire all the dreams I tried to push away. I'm waking up and I see a new way of living. Right here, a brand new beginning. Well, I found the truth I've always known.
1, 2, 3.
I see the world with brand new eyes. I can't even recognize our troubles from my past, they've gone away. An ever-present guiding light I can feel inside my heart, turning to burning bright each day. I'm waking up and I see a new way of living. Right here, a brand new beginning. I found the truth I've always known. I'm waking up and I see the gift I've been given. And I know the truth that was hidden. Well, I finally feel I've come back home. I'm waking up, my life is here for me to build a brighter day. And now I finally found a way. And I see a new way of living. Right here, a brand new beginning. And I found the truth I've always known. I'm waking up and I see the gift I've been given. And I know the truth that was hidden. And I finally feel I've come back home. I'm waking up and I see a new way of living. Right here, a brand new beginning. And I finally feel I've come back home. I'm waking up and I see the gift I've been given. Right here, the truth I've been living. And I finally feel I've come back home. I'm waking up. I'm waking up. I'm waking up.
Thank you, Sam and Lucy. Sam and Lucy have CDs for sale outside in the lobby. They also have a couple of workshops going on. They've got flyers out there, so be sure to grab one or take a picture of one, and if you'd like to participate, because they're doing amazing and good work. So thank you, Sam and Lucy. My talk title today is The Thing Itself. It kind of sounds a little strange, but it starts the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. And I always cover them every new year because that really is a good way to get grounded in our teaching. It's what my teacher, Kennedy Schultz, did, and so I've kind of followed his tradition. The first 4 chapters of our textbook were a redraft, actually, from the original textbook that was written in 1926. That original textbook that Dr. Ernest Holmes wrote, it included all kinds of psychic experiences he had and his thoughts on sexuality, which really sound very modern to us today. If you read that, you'd probably be in total agreement with him. But in 1938, it seemed a little bit too radical, and what was happening was the teaching was expanding just tremendously. It was just exploding in growth, and so the church leaders came to him and said they want to take that stuff out. So they took all the spooky and sexy stuff out of the textbook. Yeah. You can read it. We do have original copies of the textbook outside. If you'd like to get one, you can read it. And so he redrafted the first 4 chapters. And the first 4 chapters really are a nice condensed version of the teaching. And so these are the things that I'll be talking about for the next 4 weeks. And today I'll start off with the first of the chapters, the thing itself. The thing itself. And he's really talking about God. He's talking about life. He's talking about creation, the thing. And right off the bat, you realize that we're in a different kind of territory because he's not talking about God as male. Whenever I have one of my relatives call me up, and they always want to, or at some points they'll get on a conversation. They'll say, just tell me about that church you go to. I always know if I just say, well, we don't believe God is a male, that will end the conversation quickly. They will get on to another topic after that. Now, I have to admit that when I first came into the teaching many, many years ago, and I heard Kennedy Schultz, my initial teacher, talking about God as it, that sounded very blasphemous to me, to talk about God as it. But now that I've thought about it and studied about it, it seems blasphemous to talk about God as male. It would be as strange to say electricity she or gravity he as it is to talk about male as he, God as he. And if you think about it for a little while, you just kind of get basic, think about it for a little while, you'll come to that understanding too. Because anybody who has been around males for a long time, to think of God as male with all the male body parts, we're not going to go too graphic here, but not like the G.I. Joe version of a male that they gave us when we were kids, knows that any male with too much time on their hands, with availability to all the power tools of the universe, would create some project that would have blown us up centuries ago, long time ago. You cannot trust a male with too much time on their hands and availability to all power tools. This is not a good thing. My stepfather was a perfect example of this. He had been a carpenter, and after he retired, he opened up a little workshop for himself, and he created for everybody in the family bread boxes, chopping blocks, bird houses, all kinds of things. His final achievement, what are they, the French piece de la resistance or something like that, the apex of his efforts was he created a light fixture for my mom's den out of wood. Now, there's a reason that they don't make light fixtures out of wood. First of all, it's a fire hazard. Let's just be honest with it. Light does not penetrate wood, so it does not make for a good light fixture. And to get past these problems, he decided that what he needed was he put 4 100-watt bulbs into this thing. It was this big, huge, massive thing. It had to be suspended to the ceiling by hooks and chains. And he had put so much shellac on it that when you turned it on and those 100-watt bulbs got cooking, it was basically like Chernobyl, giving out massive waves of heat and toxicity. And for some strange reason, little children were very attracted to it. They would just stare at it as the fumes were costing down to them. I think we had a whole generation of little kids that never did well in school because they had taken in those fumes from that light fixture. So spirit cannot just be male. It's got to be the entirety of creation, the entirety of it. Oprah one time asked Iyanla Vanzant, she said, define God for me. And Iyanla Vanzant said, you just take the dictionary, you throw it in the floor. That's God. That's God. Everything that's God. And we believe that too. We have been created from God, of God. We are 100% God stuff in the physical plane. Now, you're not all of God, but all that you are is God. Everything you are is God. In this chapter, Dr. Holmes says, there's going to come a day where science and religion will walk hand in hand. Now, when he made that statement in 26 and again in 38, that was a big, huge, bold statement. But now we actually see it coming about. We initially thought it would happen through quantum physics, and those women and men, they're getting very close to some very interesting ideas, but they're kind of hard to understand. So I think an area that we can more easily understand is happening through what's called a near-death experience. Near-death experiences. And people who have these near-death experiences, they say that's the wrong name for them. They should be called near-life experiences. Because when you have one of these experiences, they say they actually feel more alive than they do here in the physical. And so what I'm talking about is when we've had such advancements in care, particularly for people who have had heart attacks, and it's when the heart has stopped, and sometimes it can happen as much as 15 minutes, and no blood is being pumped to the brain. Now, as far as scientists are concerned, the brain then should be completely shut down, and the brain shouldn't be taking in any new experiences. But what's happening is people are saying, no, during this time, I felt more alive. During this time, I had experiences that seemed more real to me than anything I've experienced in life. And here's another very curious thing in my mind, is because they share similar events. There's a commonality to these. Now, the medical doctors, the orthodox medical doctors, would tell you they're just hallucinations. But if they're just hallucinations, why should there be a commonality to them? Wouldn't it just be different kinds of symbology? But they're having these similar events. And they come back, and one of the unfortunate things is when they come back, they have a very difficult time readjusting to life. They have a hard time dealing with life at this level. 70% of them will have a divorce because they just can't adapt. Another interesting thing that they do that freaks the doctors out altogether is that they will come back and they will share information about what was happening in the emergency room while they were supposedly dead. Or they will report conversations that happened rooms away, like in the waiting rooms. They'll tell their family what they were doing. Now, for a long period of time, when this first started, people first started noticing this, the doctors just wanted to tell them they were having hallucinations. They didn't want to hear about it, and they would actually threaten to take them to psychiatric wards if they kept talking about it. And people who have these experiences need to talk about them. So it's just a fascinating thing to me that they think that life feels more real in spirit than it does here in the physical. And I think our teaching has a great explanation for that, is because when we're in the physical, we're in a very dense vibration. When we're in spirit, we are right there with spirit, and so it would feel more alive. The other thing that this points out to us is that our consciousness is not dependent upon our bodies. Our consciousness survives outside of our bodies. And this is something scientists cannot explain. For us, it's very simple. We're not dependent upon our body. Our consciousness resides in the universal consciousness. This is where we live and thrive and have our being. So for us, this new scientific discoveries make perfect sense, and we are walking hand in hand with science already. The primary thing to know about it all is that we are not alone in this life. You're not here by yourself. You have a partner. You have this energy, this creativity flowing with you, urging you on, here to help you make a better life, here to help you make the world a better place for your having been in it. And it's what we can do. It's what we're called to do. So this is a powerful thing for us to know. Dr. Holmes says to imagine that spirit would have created, the creative intelligence would have created us bound and leave us in bondage, would dishonor the thing that we call the creative power, that thing which we call God. God is not the creation of lack and limitations. Those things are not spirit ordained. They're things we've created for ourselves in order that we may heal ourselves, in order that we can have this relationship with spirit to bring about a better reality. That's the whole purpose of our journey. Our whole reason that we're here is so that we can be in partnership with Spirit, so that we can know that we have this power available to us, that we're not alone, that we have come here and that the love of creation is forever flowing through with us, and that we are powerful, that we live in a spiritual universe, that God is in us, through us, and for us. God is for you, for your hopes and dreams, for your longings, for your desires to have a better life. Where do you think those desires came from, if not from Spirit? God is for you. And this means that we have a power to make a difference. We're not here just to be a potted plant. We have got the power to make the world a better place. Many years ago, I met a dear friend of mine. She was a rabbi, a Reformed rabbi in Atlanta. And she told the story of how her family got to America. It happened, her great-great-grandmother was a Jewish woman in a small shtetl of Russia. And you have to realize that being Jewish in Russia, you were on the lowest of the ladder, and that no one really cared very much for you. And they were crippled by poverty. She had a child by a man she wasn't married to, and the child was a girl, and it was born with a club foot. And the man wouldn't marry her, and she was seeking help for this little girl. And her father told her, he says, what God gives you, you accept. You just accept it. And she said, then no. She says, what God gives you, you work with. You work with it. And she took her baby and she said, I've heard of a better place. I've heard of a place where they've got better medicine, where they're, on the cutting edge of things, where they respect Jewish people like humans. And it's a place called America. And I'm getting out of here and I'm taking my baby to somewhere where she can get some help. And that's exactly what she did. She said they crawled through underneath barbed wire. This is in the middle of World War I. And she got her baby to America. She had a better idea about God and life. And that's what we are here to do. At this level of creation, we're here to say, okay, God, here it is. This is the reality, but I'm going to keep a high watch. I'm going to keep a high watch. I'm going to keep my eyes lifted unto the hills, but I need a better idea. I need some encouragement. I need some inspiration. I don't necessarily need the Red Sea to part, but somebody's got to turn on a nightlight for me because I need just a little bit of hope. And we can make that demand that inspiration shows up for ourselves, and particularly in challenging circumstances. Unfortunately, last week I had such a challenging circumstance. I had to visit a dear, dear friend of mine in a nursing home. Now, strangely, I talk about my mentor a great deal, Kennedy Schultz. And there was one thing about his ministry that I've just come to reject totally and completely. And that was in his ministry, he would never visit anyone in a hospital or nursing home or a hospice. It was his opinion that when a person was in such a place, that what they most needed to do was to meditate on health. That's what they needed to do, and that him coming to visit them was a distraction. Now, as much respect as I have for him, I don't buy it a bit. I don't buy it at all. I sense the reason that he had to do that was it was too difficult for him to be in those tragic situations at time and keep a positive outlook. I think that was the reason. And I can have compassion for him. His ministry was in the time of AIDS, and half his congregation died while he was a minister. So I can have compassion for him. But frankly, I feel visiting people and when they're in that kind of situation, it's part of my job. It's what I'm here to do. And even if it's tough, I'm going to step up and do it. And strangely, of the three places, of the hospital or the nursing home or the hospice, it's the nursing home that can be the toughest. That can be the toughest. So I went to visit my dear friend. She recognized me immediately. She has trouble with motor skills and communication. We were in a large cafeteria, and they had 25 or more people in wheelchairs in the cafeteria. One woman tending to all of them. One African-American lady tending to all of them. And they had given them soft ice cream to eat, and so she was moving around and helping them eat their ice cream. When she saw me come, she asked me who I was visiting, so she put us off in the corner, and she gave me the ice cream to help my friend eat, and I saw her continue working. And as I was working and visiting with my friend, at some point she started trying to talk, and she told me, she says, I have something to tell you. But then she couldn't get the rest out, and she burst into tears. She burst into tears, and it broke my heart. It broke my heart. And I thought to myself, where are you, God? Where are you? Here is this beautiful, loving person. Where are you? I happened to look up, and the young African-American lady, she was sitting down next to a woman who was comatose, completely comatose. And she roused her up enough so that she could share with her the ice cream, so she could have that experience. And I thought to myself, this is God. This is where God is. You know, that corporation that runs that nursing home, they would have not cared if she had fed her that ice cream or not. That wasn't going to affect her job. And by the way, she doesn't get paid very much, as I know anyway. But there was something in her heart and soul that had the compassion enough to realize this little lady who's comatose could have a brief experience of having some chocolate ice cream, and that could make a difference. That was the love and compassion of God bursting through by means of her. And I thought to myself, if she can do this, then what excuse do I have? What excuse do I have? And it's not to ignore the tragedy that we see around ourselves or try to deny it, but it's to recognize it and not give in to despair. It's easy to give in to despair, and especially if you're listening to the news 24/7. If you listen to the politician, you're listening to your relatives, then you can get into the despair. And it's not by rejecting all of that. It's not by saying, I'm just going to close my eyes and close my ears. It's about being in the world, but not of it. It's about being here now. Let the storm rage loud, but say, I'm going to know a truth about myself. Here now, I'm going to proceed to be the light of God. It doesn't matter how dark the night has gotten. I am going to be the best I can be. And if it just means me just being with someone, if that's all I have, then that's what I'm going to do. You don't have to be a spiritual teacher. Maybe just sharing some ice cream and just spending time with them. Perhaps that is enough. Perhaps it is enough that we show up. We turn the rest over to Spirit. Say, all right, I've done my part, Spirit. You've got to step in. You've got to do what you can do. So I wonder I wonder if I haven't gotten some of science of mind all wrong. I think, like I said, the reason that Kennedy didn't go to the hospital was he was fearful that if he faced those circumstances, that it would shake his level of faith. That if he saw that level of despair, that he wouldn't be able to keep a positive outlook. And it certainly shook mine. I'm not going to tell you it didn't. It shook mine. But I think maybe that's okay. That's part of the journey that we're on. That by having our faith shaken, that it strengthens us. That by walking through those scary places and know we are not walking alone, it strengthens our faith. I also wonder if our teaching hasn't set us up that life is always going to be wonderful. It's always going to be positive. That maybe having those kinds of, that holds us back some when there's really tough things around us. Perhaps we're not creating, perhaps it's not the reality that we are in, but the reality that we want to create. That's what we hold on to. That we can say, yes, things aren't what they should, but I'm going to hold on to a higher idea. That I am going to be open to the God consciousness, open to the Christ consciousness, to where I am. You know, before Christmas, I used a story that I gotten from one of my other friends, the rabbi, and she was telling me about the Israelites leaving Egypt. And she said that in Christianity, we have a different interpretation of it. We believe that when the Israelites got to the Red Sea, Moses put his rod over the waters and the waters part. She says the Jews don't think that. She said in Jewish texts, the Jewish people were running to the Red Sea. They were fleeing Pharaoh. They ran to the seas, and the waters didn't part when they got there. They moved on in through their ankles, their knees, their waists. They moved on in, and it was through faith that the waters parted. If we will have faith, we can find a way out of no way. If we proclaim the goodness and love of Spirit right where we are, even though the night may be dark, the storm may be blowing strong. Dr. Holmes says we can stumble, but there's always going to be that eternal voice within us, whispering within our ear. He said, that thing which has caused the eternal quest will forever sing and sing to us, that the glory of God is breaking, and the dawn of a new day is unfolding within our soul. And one day we're all going to join that celestial chorus, that we're here, and sing out from our hearts and souls that we are one with God, that life is good, and the glory of God will be made manifest. It's the truth in your life today. It's the truth in mine, and so it is.
Look how far we've come. Look at what we've done. Together we are strong and we will carry on. Tell me what you see, the truth of you and me. We can look into our hearts and see the love we bring. Love is all we are. Let's get together. Let's be together. We can reach the stars when we come together. Let's be together. This love for one another, I feel it getting stronger. And we don't have to feel divided any longer.
And even if I just met you today, feel our connection in a deeper way.
Oh, love is all we are. Let's get together. Let's be together. We can reach the stars when we come together. Let's be together. It's so fun to wake to this new awareness, and we can play in our connectedness, and we see what we all have in common. And it's so fun to realize our dreams and desires are so much more alike than we ever knew. The path we walked before brought us to this open door. And all I know is this new world's full of possibilities. Life is so much more fun than we ever realized it could be. Love is all we are. Let's get together. Let's be together. We can reach the stars when we come together. Let's be together. Yeah, love is all we are. Let's get together. Let's be together. We can reach the stars when we get together. When we come together. Whoa, yeah, love is all we are. Let's get together. Let's be together. We can reach the stars when we come together. Let's be together. We get to be together.
Love is what we are. Let's be together. And there was something else in there about how, we're stronger than we think or something. Yeah. You know, and it reminded me, I look out and see this room getting fuller. There was a time, gosh, there were some Januaries. There was one January we were out in that parking lot to have a service. And now it's so amazing to see us coming back together. Because I know this center is powerful. I know it's important. We do so much great work in the community, and we haven't even really started yet. And we're going to do some really amazing stuff. And it's through your help, your support, that we're able to do it. Now, you can support us in a couple of ways. One way, you can do prayer work for us, just by holding in consciousness and seeing this center growing and thriving, seeing this auditorium full, seeing us move into our new home, seeing a full youth program, a full choir. You can also support us by volunteership. There's always work that we need to do around here. And finally, you can support us financially. However you choose to support us, know that your support is going to return to you multiplied abundantly. So place your intent or your offering and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all that I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. If the ushers will step down, Sam and Lucy.
Guys, we're going to do a couple of really special offerings online. One is going to be a book journey through this book called The Way of Mastery, which is exactly what Reverend Ken was just talking about. It is living in every moment as that bright light. So if you're interested in that, please either go to our website, which is samandlucy.com, or you can go take a picture of that flyer out there and you'll find links to communicate with us. We're also leading another journey throughout the year. It's once a month. It's called the 12 Initiations with Mary Magdalene. One Sunday a month, we'll get together, we'll go through an initiation, and it's the same exploration of living as that consciousness in life, but it's with the understanding more of who we truly are, that we are that spark of God. If that interests you, we'll be meeting the third Sunday of every month, and it's also online, so you can do it from anywhere, anytime.
And it's based on a book that Lucy wrote that's going to be coming out soon.
Yeah, thank you. We have a sign-up outside, so if you're interested in anything, just sign up and we'll write to you and send you a hello. Thanks so much, y'all. What song are we doing? Oh, yeah, this is a love song.
You're my heaven and I sing it to the stars. You're my heaven. Feel the light come tonight with the dawning of the evening sun. Sitting low, there it goes, dipping down now. Today's come and gone. Here I am, hand in hand, as I walk in the sand with you, love. all the lights in the sky, do you think they'll tell us who we are? You're my heaven and I sing it to the stars. You're my heaven, I feel grateful in my heart. Now I come to see you, I know I want to be with you forever. 'Cause every moment with you I'm in heaven. Wind blows high with the tide in the sky, the fire is shining, capturing all the things that a dream might be possible. Here I am, hand in hand, as I walk in the sand that you love, letting go like a wave in the ocean, my eyes turn above. You're my heaven and I sing it to the stars. You're my heaven, I feel grateful in my heart. Now I come to see you, I know I want to be with you forever. 'Cause every moment with you, you're my heaven, and I pray to the angels that I live you always, and I serve you like the queen. You are my heaven, and I pray to always be with you. Oh, you're my heaven. You're my heaven. You're my heaven. Oh, you're my heaven, and I pray to the angels that I live you always, and I serve you like the queen. You are my heaven, and I pray to always be with you. Oh, and I pray to the angels that I live you always, and I serve you like the queen. You are my heaven, and I pray to always be with you. Oh, you're my heaven.
Ah, nice. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you for your support. Your support is allowing the center to grow and to thrive, to be that beacon of hope and love and inspiration that we know that we're called to be. So we thank you, we bless it, we release it, knowing it does its good and powerful work, returning to us multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, to close out our service, I'm going to do an affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person, but take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, just we'll let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me today. There's but one God, one mind, and one power. That power is perfect love, is divine intelligence. It created me from itself plus nothing else. And here I stand on the soil of St. Augustine to allow that power to flow through my heart and soul to uplift myself and everyone around me. I am here to experience the goodness, the graciousness, the glory of God made manifest through my life. So here in this sacred place, surrounded by all these wonderful, loving souls, I now choose to see myself as God sees me. Not as weak and wounded, but strong, dynamic. I am on a mission from God to make the world a better place by me being in it. God and I have a purpose in life. It is to uplift, to inspire. It's to encourage. It is to live with laughter and joy, health and prosperity. Spirit is calling me forth, and this morning I am lifting my eyes to a better knowing for myself. I see the breaking dawn of a new day, and I am not going to play with the shadows of night any longer. I am casting off the chains of lack and limitation and despair. I have placed played with those small ideas long enough. This morning I lift my eyes and I sing with the celestial chorus, knowing that I am here to proclaim God's goodness, God's love, God's joy, that I am here to proclaim a new heaven, a new earth, a new Jerusalem, where sisterhood and brotherhood will reign over all, where war will be a thing of the past, where we will live in peace and harmony and joy. It's what God is calling me to do, and this morning I am saying yes to it all. I'm not turning back. There's a path for me, and Spirit and I are on the move. This is my truth. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my dear friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and to make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle God is calling us to be. This is Reverend Ken. Until we see each other again, many blessings.
I see the new day dawning. I see the new